What's going on, duelists? It's Darius with the Game State, and I'm here with another deck profile with a familiar face. We're here with the homie Kevin, man.
What's
Going
good?
undefeated, man. How you doing?
Doing good, bro. Doing good, bro. It's good to be back on the channel. And I had one of my predictions from a previous video came to true. And
Yeah,
because of that, I was able to go undefeated today.
this man called Engaged 2, man. He literally called it on the last video. If you haven't seen that, I'll probably pin it somewhere on top of the video. We're here at 1 4 Hour Card Games in Dallas, Texas. Like he said, he went undefeated. What are we going undefeated with, man?
We went undefeated with Sky Strikers today, man.
Sky Striker best deck.
Um,
All right, man. Without further ado, let's just dive right in.
Alright, so for hand trips, we have 3 Valors, 3 Ashes, and 3 Imperms. I'm thinking of putting in more hand traps, but I have to test it out first. But because we used to run Gamma, but Gamma's at 1 now, so there's no point of running Gamma. But these are all the hand traps for now. I don't think you need to run too many because I think most of your engine or like other cards, like most of the spell cards, just deal with everything else. But this is just to stop Brandon and Valor and Imperm are just good hand traps. That's all the hand traps. For Sky Striker monsters, we just run 1 Rose, 1 Ham. I like to have Ham because I like to out boss monsters because they pull out like an Max or something like that. Let's say like back then like Dragoon, we can't really out it unless Access goes, so Ham just helps us get rid of. Oh, Noir specifically helps us get rid of towers easily. 3 Rays, standard. Choose Rays Bay. If you don't have this, you kind of lose. If you have it, you can play. So for regular spells, but these aren't Sky Strikers, just regular power spells, we run 1 Talents, 3 Thrust, it just searches talents. 3 Droplets. I think this card is really good now that Kashtira has been nerfed. Shifter isn't well, Shifter's still around, but specifically a Rise Heart. I think this card can come back and is good. Also, you don't really want Dark Ruler because you want to be able to, because you chip very slowly, and 1 turn that you can't chip really sucks. So I'd rather be able to do damage. Also, you can do this during damage calc. So you saw Hayate can so evolve. Like, oh, attack into it, and then you drop it, and you're able to negate or other kind of stuff. Now for Sky Striker spells, or for the 1-ofs, I run 1 Prosperity. This is just to make the card 40 card deck. It's just a 40th card. 1 Harpies, Change of Heart, Rhoda just for another rate, and Mind Control. I think both of these should be ran, and I'll give an explanation why. Because multi-roll also went up. I think more than 1 multi-roll should be played because I think the main issue with Sky Striker is after you wipe their board, and if you didn't do it, like if you didn't have engage in hand, you're kind of low on cards. It's kind of hard to continue playing after that. For Sky Striker spells, 1 Afterburners, Heart and Soul of the deck, 2 Engages. I think this card can go to 3 because his deck is good, but it's also outdated. It's from 2015. 2 Area Zeros. I think Area Zero is really good for the next card on Battle Show. 2 Multi-Rolls. This card really helps during the grind game, so you're able to play for longer. You're just able to grind out. And the main thing with Multi-Rolls send Area Zero to Grave to special summon Ray. So it's another way to get to Ray, and you don't have to waste your normal summon. And this right here has helped me get to Access Code or Decay easier. 1 Hornet Drones. I wish this could go up, but I think it's fine at 1. 1 Shark Cannon because you can just search it. I think running more than 1 isn't useful because there aren't many decks right now that have Grave besides Branded. 2 Linkages because I think running more 3. If you see multiple in hand, you kind of don't want to. You just want the 1 because it can enable TK and it's a good way to do Kagari in the battle phase to avoid Valor. And the last spells, Wood Anchor. 3 Wood Anchor. Also our best spell trap, the second best one because with this, just don't let your opponent play. And that's the main thing on this deck. Interrupt your opponent and let them rage. For extra deck, 3 Kagaris, pretty standard. 2 Shizukus. I would run the third one, but I don't have access to it. But most definitely you run 3. But I currently just run 2. 3 Hayatas. Attacking directly is nice. You're able to dump during damage count, so they can't hash it. 1 Kaina. I don't think more than 1 is needed. This is just so if you don't want to die and live another turn. 2 Zeke. I think a Zeke is really good because running multiple because this is how you can play through certain floodgates and stuff like that. Also, if like you change of heart or card, normal summon any or activate Horror Drones, you just link them off into Zeke and you don't have to, and then you do a target banish and you make them waste an interaction. Last thing, just access code climb, dark, because there's a lot of darks play still. Unicorn, because you get the bounce back and you flood. Unicorn's also good. It helps you play through floodgates. But your own deck also does that at the same time. And Axis Code. The best Sky Striker card? That is a Sky Strikers. And for the side deck, I don't really compare for this, but evenly, because sometimes you need a. For example, they summon 5 monsters. It's kind of hard to out it with just pure Sky Striker engine. And also, if you're running Afterburners. And Kaiju's just for the towers. Like, if they summon Noir, it'll be kind of hard to play past it if you don't have the out for it. Because Change of Heart doesn't do anything. Mind Control doesn't do anything. So, this is just down Noir and big towers. And that's all I have.
All right, man. What were the matchups today?
Round one, it was against some zombie deck. I had no idea what it did, to be honest, but I just had negations for it. He set up a boss monster that was unaffected. What I just did, actually, I did something crazy. I kaiju'd it, and I changed of heart it, and I sent it off with multi-roll. So, and round two was against Cyber Dragons. I know it's a rogue deck, but the issue with Cyber Dragon, it was a really tough matchup for me. Because since our extra deck is machines, they just contracted away, and Ray can't come because it's not a card effect, it's just a requirement to summon. But I was able to grind them out with multi-roll. That's why I say multi-roll is really good because it helps you grind. Round three against Despia, I drew the best hand ever. I drew Change of Heart, I drew into Engage, I had Hornet Drones, I had Thrust, and I forgot the last. I think the last card was multi-roll. And then I had to ask for his branded fusion, and I just played through his board, and that was all the matchups I had for today.
All right, man. We already know that the ban list dropped and you called engaged in two. After the ban list, man, how do you feel the format's gonna pan out?
To be honest, since the ban list has only been out for a week, I don't really know how it's gonna pan out. I think Pearly is way more weaker due to Delicious being hit to one. Super Heavy's kind of dead. They killed the Link one. I think that's a big move. I think still Cash is gonna be tier one because it's the same, usually the same setup, but just weaker, just a rise hard pass. But thankfully, all your zones can get locked out, and you actually play the game now. I think Rika can become a good deck, but the main reason why that deck is well is because no one reads the cards. You get players on it.
All right, man. And we know Wild Survivor just dropped. Anything you're looking forward to in the set?
Nah, I honestly don't care about the Vanquish cards. If they become good, they become good. It's just you can get money from the box because the whole thing is ultras. Because K Money decided to do that for whatever reason.
All right, and final question. What do you think Sky Striker fits into the metagame?
I think Sky Striker is a good I'd say tier two, tier two to be honest. With a good pilot, the deck can be like tier one because the deck is like a toolbox deck, so the deck is really just as good as a pilot. But I think the deck is okay. I can't really tell because I still have to see how the meta's gonna pan out.
All right. Well, I appreciate you as always, Kevin, and everybody. Always remember like, comment, subscribe, and never forget to advance the game state.